welcome grade 10s and also grade 11s. I hope your academic journey has been great so far. We'll be looking at statistics. Before we start with the examples and so forth, you have to know what is statistics. So statistics is defined as a branch of mathematics which deals with data. We are dealing with data. Now, the question is, what is data? Data is a collection of information. It is when we collect information, when we do research about a specific phenomena. Let's say, for instance, you have an interest in knowing something about a particular phenomena. Then you're going to collect information about it. Then that information is known as data. Now we've got two types of data, which is a discrete data and a continuous data. We've got two types of data known as a discrete data and a continuous data. Now, a discrete data is a data which includes variables which can be counted. The variables can be counted, and also continuous data is a type of data which includes the variables which can be measured. As long as you can count it, it is discrete. As long as you can measure it, it is continuous. So let's say, for instance, for discrete data, let's say the number of boys in grade 10A. So I can count the boys, so it means it is a discrete variable which leads to a discrete data. Then example again, the number of trees in South Africa, the number of chalks, the number of cell phones, and so on. So as long as you can count it, it is discrete. Then for a continuous data, we can measure height. So the height of trees at the park, the masses of people, the weight of cars, and so on. So as long as you can measure it, it is known as a continuous data. So in this video we're going to look at ungrouped data. Ungrouped data. So for the group data, I will present it in my next video. So let's look at this example. Consider the heights in meters of the learners in Botoka High School. So they normally give you a data which is not arranged. So the main key here is to arrange your data in ascending order from the smallest to biggest. So we have 75 as the smallest, 75, 108, 117, 120, just like that. This data is arranged in ascending order. You must arrange your data in ascending order. Now, the first question says, how many learners are in this class? So you have to count the height of each individual. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So it's 17 learners. So 17 learners took part in this data collection. All right, now the next question says, what is the median of the data? The median of the data. Now, the median of the data, what is the median to start with? Median is the middle most data value is the middlemost data value, the middle one. So you're going to check in your data set what is the middle data value. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I will just stop there. Then you count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I repeated that 141. So it means this 141 is your median, the middlemost data value. So the median of this data is 141. Then we check what is the mode of the data. The mode, remember, median, the middlemost. Mode is the most appearing data value. So let's check from our data set what is the mode. There are only two numbers. There's only one number, that occurs twice, which is 141. So 141 will be your mode, the most appearing data value also. So it's 141. Then you are fine. Then we have the range as the difference between the maximum data value and the minimum data value. So you can say range is the highest data value minus the lowest data value. Your highest is 169. It's 169. Here is your highest data value. Then the smallest one, or the minimum, is 75. Then you get the answer in your calculator, which is 94. 94 is your range. Then we look at the quartiles. We've got quartiles. We've got 3 quartiles, which divide. We've got 3 quartiles, which divides our data into 4 parts. Then we've got Q1, which is known as the lower quartile. And its formula is 1 over 4 n plus 1. Then we have Q2, which is known as the median. Q2 equals the data into half. So the formula is 1 over 2, that's why half, n plus 1. Then the last quartile, Q3, which divides our data into, which is known as the upper quartile, which is 3 over 4 n plus 1. We're going to utilize these formulas to calculate our quartiles. So let's start with the Q1. Q1 is equals to 1 over 4 n plus 1. Then you say it's 1 over 4. Your n is the total number, which is 17. Remember, we've got 17 learners who took part, which is 17. So it's going to be 17 plus 1, which is 18. So we're going to say 1 over 4 times 18. Then you get 4.5. Now this is not your Q1, but your position. You go to position number 4. If it's a decimal, 4.5, it means you take the 4th and the 5th data value. If it's just the natural number 4 or whole number 4, you just go straight to position number 4. So in this case, we're going to position number 4. 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we are going to take 120 and 121. Then you add them. Therefore, your Q1 is equals to 120 plus 121 divided by 2. Then you get 120.5 as your Q1. Q2, remember, Q2 is the median, and remember we got the median in our first question. Let's check if our median is correct by using the formula 1 over 2 n plus 1. Then you're going to say 1 over 2, what is your n? 17 plus 1, which is 18. So half of 18 is 9. So it gives you a whole number. You go straight to position number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do you see something? 141 is our median, our Q2. Therefore, Q2 is equals to 141. Then lastly, we talk of Q3, which is 3 over 4 n plus 1. Then you see 3 over 4, 17 plus 1, which is 13.5. Remember, this is your position. So you go to position number 13. Remember, 13.5. You go to position number 13 and 14. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So it's 157. Therefore, Q3 is equals to 157 plus 158 divided by 2, which is 157.5. Then you are fine. Then let's look at, ladies and gentlemen, please be careful. These are the quartiles. But remember, 1 over 4, when you convert it to a percentage, is the same as 25%. So it is also known as the 25th percentile. If they ask you about the 25th percentile, you're simply going to use the formula for Q1. And 1 over 2 is the same as 50%. So this is the same as the 50th percentile. Be careful of that. And then 3 over 4 is the same as 75. So it's the 75th percentile. So be careful of that. If they say to you, find the 30th percentile, you're not going to use one of the formulas for the quartiles. You're going to just say, okay, the 30th percentile is equals to 30 over 100 n plus 1. For example, if they said to me the 75th percentile, I was going to say P75 is equals to 75 over 100 n plus 1. Remember, this 75 over 100 is the same as what? 3 over 4. That is why it is the same as Q3. So be careful of that. But now we don't have the 30th, we don't have this as a quartile. So it's just 30th percentile, which is going to be 30 over 100, 17 plus 1. Then, which is 5.4. Now this is your position. But now look very carefully. The decimal after the comma, it's less than 5. So you're not going to round. You're not going to take the 5th and the 6th data value. Instead, you're going to just take the 5th data value. So you don't round off. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it is 120. So the 30th percentile is 120. Now let's find the mean. The mean of the data set, ladies and gentlemen, the formula is the mean is equals to the sum of data values over the number, the total number. So we are going to add that specific data that is arranged. We are going to add the numbers, then divide by total number. So I'm going to add, let's start adding 75 plus 108 plus 117 plus 120 plus 121. I hope you are also adding together with me. I do not have that calculator on the screen, but I will make a plan to get it also. 121 plus 123 plus 133 plus 136 plus 141, 141, 142, 147 plus 157, 158, 159, 165 and 169. I get 2312. That is the sum of the data values over the total number, which is 17. Then I just divide by 17. Then I get the mean of 136. Then you go to interquartile range, the IQR. Interquartile range is also known as the IQR. So the formula for IQR, ladies and gentlemen, remember we did the range. Range is the difference between the maximum and the minimum, or the highest and the lowest. So here also it's the difference, but of the quartiles, of the higher quartile, the upper quartile and the lower quartile. So the upper one was 157.5 minus the lower one was 120.5. 120.5. Then you just subtract 157.5 minus 120.5. Then you get the IQR of 37. I hope it is clear. If guys you make a mistake in your Q1 and your Q3, then it's also going to affect your IQR and also the semi-IQR. This is the semi-IQR. Semi-IQR. In mathematics, semi means half. So it means semi-IQR is equals to half of the IQR, which is 37. Or we can say 37 divided by 2. Still the same. So divide by 2, then you get 18.5. Then you are done. Now let's move to the 5-number summary. 5-number summary, ladies and gentlemen, requires you to know what is your minimum value, what is your Q1, what is your Q2, Q3 and maximum. It's very easy when you have all these things. So the minimum value was 75, I think. Yeah, 75, then the maximum is 169. So minimum is 75, maximum 169. Q1 120.5, Q2 141 and Q3 157.5. Now that is your 5-number summary. But now this 5-number summary will help us to draw what is known as the box and whisker diagram. So let's find, if they give you some scale in your exam, you may use the scale. But if they did not give you a scale, can you find the distances between the minimum and the Q1 and Q2, just like that? It will help you. So let's find the distance from minimum to Q1. So you're going to say 120.5 minus 75. Then the distance there is 45.5. Then from year to year, 141 minus 120.5. The distance is 20.5. From year to year, 157.5 minus 141, 16.5. Then the last one, 11.5. Now let's draw our box and whisker diagram. Our box and whisker diagram. Alright. Now our box and whisker, you start with the whisker. You start with the minimum, Then the distance here is much bigger, 45.5. You just skip some space, then you estimate, oh, it's my 45. Then you start with your Q1. It must be smaller than that one. It must be longer. Then you again check, or 20.5. This was 45, so 20.5 somewhere there. This is your Q2. Then 16 must be smaller distance, so I'll just say this is 16.5. Yeah, this one is bigger. 16.5. Let me just take it near. Yeah, 16.5 would be somewhere there. Then 11.5. That is the last one for the for between the Q3 and the maximum. 11.5. 16 was bigger. 11.5. This is the distance for 11.5. This is for the 45.5, 20.5. It makes sense. 16.5, 11.5. It makes sense. Then from there you join your box. The box is from, you must write Q1, Q2, Q3, maximum. Your box is between Q1 and Q3. That is your box. Then the whiskers, minimum to Q1 and then Q3 to the maximum. That is your box and whisker diagram. Last step, you're going to comment on the skewness. Now there are 3 scenarios. The first one, when this box is the same as this one, when they are the same, then we call this as a normal distribution. Normal distribution, whereby the mean is exactly the same as the median. Then case number 2, when this box on the right is bigger than the one on the left. When it is bigger, then we call this as positively skewed. Positively skewed, or you can say skewed to the right, because this box is shifted to the right. Skewed to the right. That is when the mean is bigger than the median. Then the last scenario, when this box on the left is bigger than this one on the right, we say it is negatively skewed, or skewed to the left. Then that is when the mean is smaller than the median. So in our case, check our box. Check. This box on the left is bigger than the one on the right. So in this case, we say it is negatively skewed. Let's check our mean and the median. Our mean is 136. Our median is 141. Do you see something? So here, our mean is smaller than the median. You write this negatively skewed, then the reason, mean smaller than the median. It is true. When the mean is smaller than the median, we have a negatively skewed box and whisker. So that is all. Thank you for watching, and I will upload the next video on grouped data. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy.